All right, let's get started. Good afternoon. Thank you for spending the next hour, I guess, with me here. This is our second webinar for Flazh Infinity. We're going to be talking all about that. Also, as a bonus, so first I'm going to do, of course, the presentation for Flazh Infinity. Um, Later on, I'm going to go over my understanding of how pretty much every indicator needs to be used. I'm going to address the most common emails that I get from ninZaRenko customers, such as, well, you promote so many indicators, which one is the best? How is it even possible that it's possible to be profitable with all of them? And another one is, I purchased whatever indicator and it doesn't work. So I'm going to be addressing this, which will combine with my understanding of how markets work and how indicators in general should be used. So that's going to be the second half. First of all, let's do the presentation of Flazh Infinity. That's why we are all here. Where is my slide? Okay, so if you want to get in touch with me regarding anything, algo day trading dot algo day trading at yahoo.com. I do have a website, algodaytrader.net, but this is my email if you want to get in touch with me with any questions. If you email me and I'm not responding, that's something I've noticed. For whatever reason, Yahoo sends some emails into spam. It identifies them as spam for whatever reason, and I end up not seeing them until like a week later. So if I'm not responding, I would never ignore anyone. So if I'm not responding to you, it's because your email ended up in spam. Just send me another one. Hopefully, I will see it. I mean, I do check my spam file, but anyway, let's get started. So what is Flazh Infinity? So this system is as follows. There are three components here. There is, first, it identifies a trend. It identifies a trend, and then it identifies a zone. And then here is what it's looking for. It's looking for, in the case of a bullish situation, and we will be looking at live charts, by the way, but for now, let's just look at this. In a bullish situation, it looks for a bar to pull back. In other words, it allows the sellers to see if they can reverse the trend, right? So it waits for a bar to pull back, but still close in a direction of the trend. The logic being, in a case of a long, the sellers tried to reverse the trend. They could not do it. And therefore, the long trend, the bullish trend, should continue. And so there is a signal that appears after a bar closes in a direction of the trend. So it's vice versa for a short signal, right? It identifies a bearish trend with a bearish zone. Then it waits for a bar to pull up. It allows the buyers to see if buyers can reverse the trend. If buyers cannot reverse the trend, and the bar still closes down, meaning in the direction of the bearish trend, there is a short signal. There is this tool that will take these signals in full automation. If you allow it to, you have to enable the long and the short. Again, we're going to see that on live charts. Once you enable the long and the short, you get to input your ATM, whichever ATM you like. You can choose number of contracts. You can choose the type of order you want to place, a market order, a limit order, a stop order. And of course, you can cancel orders. You can close trades. This will do everything for you. It is basically I believe it is for scalping. That's, my opinion. It could be used for swing trades, but especially if you're going to be using a King Renko bar, which I think is ideal for this kind of a system, I believe it is more for scalping. Now, what is the definition of scalping, right? And that gets a bit tricky because what's one person considered to be scalping might not agree with another. But for me, I guess as a rule, scalping, let's say the Nasdaq, about 20 ticks. 20 ticks on the Nasdaq, maybe 15 to 20 in the YM, maybe 10 to 12, maybe 8 to 12 in gold. S&P, I don't know, 5 to 8 ticks, maybe S&P. So that's what I would consider to be scalping, and I believe that's what this indicator, this system, I should say, is suited best for. So there ran some back tests. So this is by NINZA. You can any questions regarding the back test, just contact them. They run back tests which are very profitable. Now, by the way, with King Renko bars, you actually can run back tests because unlike a regular Renko bar, this one actually opens and closes where you see it. It's not an irregular bar. Like, for example, the Hakinashi bar is an irregular bar, right? It doesn't quite open where you think it does. But with King Renko bars, you could do back tests because that actually is where price opens and closes. So I do want to cover a lot today. So I'm just gonna, because this is the second webinar already for the system, again, just gonna point out here three main components. We have a trend, here is a downtrend, a zone created, it waits for a bar to close down, and then there is a short signal. In the case of a long, you can see the blue line on the bottom, and of course the vertical blue line here. This means now the trend is bullish. It will wait for a bar to pull down within the zone, right? Within the zone. It must happen within the zone. In the case of a bullish zone, this kind of a bluish color zone. So the bar needs to pull back, meaning down, and close in a direction of the trend. I see some comments already. Do me a favor, please, as far as comments. Let me just see, make sure it's nothing. But in general, try to hold off because once I start going, if I lose my train of thought, forget it. NINZaRenko, I mean, like the regular NINZaRenko, I can do that. I don't have any charts specifically set up for that, but I can definitely show it. I'm going to try to remember. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, again, regarding the back test, I'm myself, I'm not a back test guy. I prefer to forward test. For me, this is the true test, is when you actually do it in real time, which is why I create my videos. All my videos are in real time, and I always use a prop firm funded account. They have different names now. It's no longer just PA. It used to be just PA. Now it's a master account, a pro account, all the other ones. But the point is, when I make videos, it's not from market replay or anything. I use real time. As far as I'm concerned, that's the only way to truly test the effectiveness of a particular system. So let's get started with some real live, real time charts. And then I'm going to just show examples of exactly how this works. So let's bring the Nasdaq. Okay, so Nasdaq 930. So this is 930 over here. Now I want you to look at, as far as I'm concerned, these are two losing trades over here. I want you to remember this because we will circle back to this when I'm talking about an approach that could make any indicator more profitable, meaning it would increase the probability of success for pretty much any indicator. But I want you to remember now, as far as I'm concerned, this is probably a loss. I'm guessing this is probably a loss, not enough for a scalp over here. Here is how I like to trade this system and many, many others by ninZaRenko. I like to take the first signal in a given direction. I don't like to keep taking signals in the same direction, because what happens eventually is, as you know, eventually a particular move gets overdone and you're taking, let's say, a long and the market reverses, right? So for me, the first signal is always the best signal. Also, when I trade for myself, when I trade with my group, I always tell my group, let's be done by 11 o'clock Eastern, meaning within 90 minutes after the US session opens. I'm going to go deeper into why a bit later here. Let's just say the pros are done very often by 11 o'clock. Who is left? People like us, right? And then all you see is just a chop up and down. And I don't want to have to deal with this. So, first signal, if I can catch the first nice move, I'm done. In other words, there is a definite trading plan with a definite daily goal. I know some people think trader means that we keep on trading. No. Being a trader means you're looking for particular opportunities. And once those opportunities have been met, then that's it. Any case. This was the NASDAQ. The first trade was definitely, this is a losing trade. We circle back to that. He goes along, and it just keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going, and then a short keeps on going, keeps on going. A long, right? So here is the thing with the system: you will have more winning trades than losing trades. There are the losing trades, sure. Yes, of course. But you will have more winning trades than losing trades. Now, today just so happens that the price action was terrible after the initial few minutes. Today, which I didn't realize when I scheduled this webinar with NINZACO, is that it's a rollover day, of course. The volume is split, and very often when that happens, the price action is just horrendous. The key was to catch the first move and just walk away. But let's talk about the signal. After all, this is a demonstration. Let's talk about the signals here. Let's see how it generates its signal. Let's make this nice and big so everyone can see. Okay, so first it finds a trend. Here is the trend. Right, here's the trend. It looks for this zone. How it identifies the zone, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know exactly how it identifies this zone. But I do know that what it's looking for is a bar within the zone to pull back. As we see here, this bar, hopefully you can see this, is pulling back. It has a nice wick. It's pulling back, but still closes in a direction of the trend. And then here is a long, right? And again, as I say, I always prefer the first signal in a given direction. That is, those tend to be the best signals, in my opinion. So, so even though here you see, right, there is a bearish trend formed. There is a bearish trend, but you can see no bearish zone. And so no short trade is taken. That's how this system tries to filter the chop and kind of stay in a bigger move. Here is another example. Now here there is a zone, right? There is a zone, but there is no bar that pulled up and still closed down. This bar pulled up and closed up. This is a reversal bar. So again, no short signal because there is no bar that closed down. Instead, goes bullish again, bar pulling back, closing up, and you have another long trade. By this point now, really in real-time trading, your reasonable daily goal should be met. You're not looking to keep on trading, especially on a day like today. Today's fraction was pretty bad after the initial move. Now, here is another short setup, but no bar closed down. So just like here, no short trade. And here, this is a long trade, that's definitely is a losing trade. No question here. Losing trade. Trend turns bearish. We have a bearish, bearish zone. Bar pulls up, bar pulls down, and here is a short. And here is a long, right? Same exact thing here. This is a short that probably would have gotten stopped. I mean, there was no change of trend, but I imagine this is a stop out here. This is, of course, is a very big winner. As I said, even when conditions are not great, because it has a good way of filtering trades, you will have filtering signals, I should say. You will probably have more winning trades than losing trades, even on a tough day. So big move down. Bullish trend, but no bar that closes up, so no long trade. Instead, we have a bearish trend, bearish zone, bar pulling up, bar closing down for a short. Again, scalping, right? Scalping. These are King Renko bar on the NASDAQ. So this just gotta be scalping. You must have a reasonable scalping. Again, what do I consider reasonable in the NASDAQ? I would say around 20 ticks, maybe a bit more, but really scalping 20 ticks. Do you have 20 here? I think you do. I think there is 20 here. This is a losing trade over here, right? There was a losing trade. Another big long. And then a nice short. So if you like count how many winning trades compared to losing trades, obviously there are more winning trades than losing trades. Here is a long, right? Here is a long. But you see how choppy, right? Like if you looked at it like, let me show you what I mean. I mean, this is pretty ugly. This the initial move was great, like first couple of moves, and then just got really ugly. So you definitely don't want to keep on trading this. But again, I'm just showing this for the sake of demonstration. Here is a long. I'm sorry, here is a loss. This was a short, it was a loss, right? Over here. Here is a long. This is probably enough for a scalp here. It should be enough for a scalp here. Should be enough for a scalp here for sure. Definitely enough here. Again, first signal only, I think is best. Here is a long. Do you have 5 points here? I think you do. Maybe just barely. Not sure. This should be good. I think this is definitely. I think this is a losing trade. This is definitely a winning trade. Probably a losing trade over here. Let me reset this. Here we go. This is, obviously a winning trade. Obviously a winning trade. Probably a winning trade. I think this is a winning trade. A losing trade over here. And now we have loss, loss, and probably, well, I'm not sure if this is a loss, but this is a loss. These two for sure. Short, this one definitely wins. Long, this one definitely wins. Losing trade, winning trade. Probably winning trade. Yeah, winning trade. Not sure. Probably winning trade. But yeah, look at the time. Don't want to be trading anymore. just don't want to. I mean, I'll show you the signals, but your trading plan, again, I suggest just be done. Just be done once you have your reasonable target. So this is the Nasdaq. Again, overall, definitely more winning trades than losing, but this was a tough day. Um, let me get to some other markets maybe. What else? S&P. Boy, S&P is always tough on any indicator, but let's check out S&P. Okay, so let's see. S&P, where is 930? This is 10, 10. Just want to get to the beginning of the day so we can start looking here. So, wow, this is Maybe I chose too small of a time frame for the S&P. Again, I did not really take too much time as far as looking for that perfect time frame. I don't think there is a perfect time frame, but S&P is definitely. Let's okay. So let's start from here. Okay. So this is probably losing trade. This is winning. Make it bigger. We have winning trade here, going all the way up. This one is no good. S&P stuff. This one is good. This one is definitely good. Again, taking first signal only. Now, again, S&P, I think 5 to 8 points. I mean, points, ticks, 5 to 8 ticks. How many do you have here? There's no winning. This one should be good. This one should be good. This one is probably good. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here becomes a short here along, no, yeah, along here, which takes you up, a whole bunch of them, but I would only take the first one. We have a short, short, a long, a short. So again, S&P is just tough with any indicator, but again, even S&P with this should give you more winning trades than losing trades. Just kind of quickly looking at this. Definitely some nice moves. I would just think you need to take profits because these moves, especially today, was just bad. I mean, today was just so because of the contract rollover, just so bad. But still, even in this kind of market, still definitely had some opportunities. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at something else. Let's see what else I got. Let's look at what's this here. What's this? Gold? I think gold, right? Gold. Okay, let's take a look at gold. Okay. So let's go back a little bit. Gold, of course, opens up at 820. So, got long, short, long, short. Gold again, I think, I don't know, 8 to 12 ticks could be considered a scalp on gold. Very sideways as well. Now, by the way, I didn't adjust anything. This is as is out of the box. I mean, I imagine if you work on this, you can definitely come up with some better settings. But this is gold up until now. So had some good opportunity, especially earlier in the day. Again, gold opens up 820, and I suggest you start looking then, not necessarily keep trading. Definitely after 11 o'clock, I would not be. But before, right when it opened, it did fine. Did fine. I should have loaded more days also. Okay. Now, I really wanted to catch some live. Let's see. Do I have a chart where I can catch some live trades? Let's see if I can catch a live trade. Let me show you YM, right? So YM is another market people like. Um, so YM, gonna going back. Maybe closer to 9:30. 10 o'clock news. So, no, again, first signal only. This is losing. This is good. This is good. Good. This should be good. This should be good. So a whole again, more winning trades than losing trades. I just would not keep on trading it on a day like today. But overall, still definitely more winning trades than losing trades. This is up until now. Whoops. Nope. One, two. Where's my? I had one chart set up to start taking maybe some live signals. Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, one second. We just set this up. Okay. All right, let's see if we can make this work. All right. Oops. Okay, so oh, just missed one. So this is the Nasdaq. It probably is the best chance of giving us a trade. Is the Nasdaq. So let's. I'll put it on the same account, of course. Let's enable. So that's how you enable it. You press. You enable the short side and the long side. Now, as long as I got my accounts right, it should take the next signal. Unfortunately, I missed this one. This is that's unfortunate. But anyway, let's see if we can catch another one. And maybe while we are waiting, first of all, let me see. Now is a good time to ask a question, by the way. Let me bring my chat. Where is my chat? I lost my chat. Chat. Okay. It's my chat. Here we go. Chat. CL. Oh, I don't have a CL chart. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the Russell, not the YM. I thought I had the YM. I'll find the YM. I think. I think I had the YM here. While this is looking for a trade. I mean, basically, what needs to happen here. Unfortunately, we missed this, but it's not just a matter of a bar pulling back and then closing up. It must be within the zone. You see, that's why this was such a good opportunity. But now it needs to first identify a zone now, and then wait for this pullback. So it might be a while. It might be a while. So let me, in the meantime, I thought I had a YM chart. Did I not have a YM chart? Hmm. Maybe I don't have a YM chart. I thought I made a YM chart. Russell, NASDAQ. What's this? Ah, YM. Okay, so while this is looking for a trade, let's quickly take a look at the YM. Make it kind of this so we can see both. So YM after 9:30. Here is 9:30. So this is the short and the YM over here. We missed this long, unfortunately. If you waited for 9:30, the signal came a bit before 9:30, but then a short signal came, and the short was good. Just choppy. Very choppy today, but still some good signals in the YM. Here is a long. I'm looking here. It's not going to be any close. Yeah, the long side definitely good. And this is where we see, yeah, so very, not a whole bunch of movement, but this was the YM. Let me see if there are any more questions. I think I can start talking about some other topics while we are waiting because it's going to be boring. Do you have any? So again, I don't do anything with backtests. The question is if I have any backtest data for a month or 2 months. I don't have any backtest data. Okay, let's see now. We have so it would not be the first signal. I prefer the first one, but for the sake of demonstration, we have a zone. I think if a bar pulls down and then closes up, I think we should have a trade that triggers. Not the kind of trade I would take, to be honest, because we already have a first signal, but just to demonstrate, let's see if this works. Yeah, so again, I don't run any back tests. I don't. Am I on the wrong account? I bet I'm on the wrong account, aren't I? Okay, I don't know. What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I don't know why I don't. Let's see. I don't even see it here. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it took the trade. I just don't see where that trade is. Let me look at my control panel. Yeah, according to the control panel, I should be seeing this trade here, and it's actually in profit. So that's weird. But I don't see it here.
Target filled.
Obviously, it's not the right. It's it's not the right trade, but I don't see why. It should be showing, but it's not showing. It did show on my control panel. But, well, there was a trade that was taken here. We just didn't see it. So the point is, once this signal appears and you enable this tool, the auto trader here, it will take the trade for you. I just don't know why we didn't see it. In any case, yeah, let me start talking about some topics here. So here is a question that I'm asked very often regarding different indicators. Which indicator is the best? How are you profitable with so many, different indicators? And the truth is, it's not about the indicators, is it? It it's not about the indicator. I'm gonna give you an analogy. Hopefully, this makes sense. So, if you can imagine an alien coming down to Earth, right, and asking you if some distance is a bit far, how do you travel from point A to point B? And you would say, well, I would get a car, right? And you get into your Toyota, let's say, and you drive from point A to point B. And the alien says, okay, so you need a Toyota to drive from point A to point B. But then you get into a Subaru and you drive from point A to point B, and then you can get into a Honda and drive from point A to point B. And now the alien is confused, saying, but you said you need a car, it has to be a Toyota. That's how you get from point A to point B. And of course, your response would be, it has nothing to do with the car. I can drive anything. I can get from point A to point B in anything because I am a driver. Right? Because I can drive, it's not about the car. As long as it's a functioning car, it doesn't matter. I'll get from point A to point B. It's the same exact thing here. It's not so much about the indicator. It's the fact that you are a trader that you can make it work. The indicator, any indicator, is a tool, right? An indicator is a trading tool. It helps you execute your trading plan. By itself, it's not a plan. The indicator is not a plan. It is a tool designed to help you achieve your goal. Now, remember those two losing trades? I'm gonna doesn't let me just deactivate this because I don't know why we're not seeing these trades. But let's go back a minute. Let's go back. Where are we here? To the beginning of the day. Just trying to find the beginning of the day. Somehow, when Zoom is on, it doesn't allow me to grab. Second. Let me just make sure that you guys can see this. Okay. This was 9:30. Remember this? This was 9:30, and there were two losing trades. This is 9:30. Right out of the gate, there were two losing trades. What if I told you that if you understood that the market was in a stronger position, you would not be considering short trades. You would only be looking for long trades. Let me show you something. Let's take this back to 9:30. Okay. Very quickly, this is something I teach. This is something I teach. I teach how to identify what I call a midline and then targets. Top one, bottom one. 9:30, price is arriving at this midline. The midline is the decision point. It's a decision point. From here, the institutions decide if they want to take it up to this or down to this. When price arrives and this midline is holding, what it's telling you is price wants this. It wants this. Once you are aware of it, you say, okay, that's where price wants to go. Okay? I'm going to be ignoring this. I want to find a way to get to that top number. This is it. Now you are trading with the plan. You understand? You are looking for a way to get long because the market is in a bullish position. The decision is to go higher. The market is above that decision point, and so you are looking to go up. You are not considering short trades at this point. Now, by the way, could you have a short setup that works out even though the market is in a stronger position? Of course, yes, no doubt. But all things being equal, the path of least resistance is to the upside. Again, the indicator is just that. Any indicator is just a tool. You need to use it correctly for it to help you, right? It's there to help you achieve your daily goal. You take a long. And it gets you to this target. Now, again, if I can bring this back, right? This is a target. You know about this level ahead of time. You know about all these three levels before 9:30, before the market open. You know way ahead. You know that one of the things I teach, when price arrives at a target, it's a completion. Completions have reactions. Do you want to take a long right into it? If there is a long signal right here, let's say on whatever indicator you use, do you want to take a long right into it? No. No, because if anything, you expect a reaction. You expect a reaction. So you would not be taking, for example, this long trade. Absolutely not. No way. No way. Because if anything, you now expect a reaction the other way. The other way. All the way down. Now, down to where? Down to where? This is a decision point. Right here. This is where it wants to go. If it firms up here, it's going to go back up. Okay? If it breaks, it's going to go lower. But these areas are beautiful areas to try and take long trades. To try and short the target is a bit aggressive, but obviously it worked out here. But you want this. This is the midline area there, right? You want this long. So this is an example where with any indicator, if you make it to work with your plan, if you use it as a tool to help you execute your plan, that's when this indicator, whatever it is going to be a lot more, its probability of being profitable is a lot higher. Let's put it this way. So what am I saying? So when I get an email and I hear this indicator doesn't work, to me, to hear an indicator doesn't work means that there is something wrong with its code. Now, ninZaRenko makes top quality indicators, so I know there is nothing wrong with the indicator, though. The indicator is working fine. What the person obviously means is that this person cannot make money with this particular indicator. And what I suggest is that this person is probably not trading with the market. He's trying to fight it by taking, let's say, every single signal that the indicator produces. But again, an indicator is just an indicator, right? It's just a tool. So it's about working with the market and using the indicator as a tool. So, I mean, I hope this makes sense. I just covered a lot in a few minutes. Let me see if I confused some. I'm sure I confused some people. Let me see if I confused anyone. Okay. Oh, what I showed before this. Hold on. So this is a course that I teach, and this indicator just helps you plot it on the chart, but you don't even need that. I mean, when I first started with this, I did not have an indicator. Someone coded it for me. I did this manually. I would just put those manually, and that's how you would trade it. So, you know, you're going to see the importance of this midline and what happens when price gets above it, when price gets below it. So this is chop time, which I always suggest, and then look, it goes right back to this area over here. So that's how you trade with the plan. Now, once it arrives, it's going to start reacting again, and we see it here. I don't want to get into that because that's a whole different thing. My only point of bringing this up is to just kind of show you, well, a few things. Number one, whatever indicator you use, and this one is a good one, Flazh Infinity is a good one, you still want to trade it as part of a bigger plan, right? So like I showed before, you would ignore these short signals. These are losing signals, no question. You would ignore them. You'd be looking for this. Another thing I want to bring out here is that it's not a good idea to keep on trading, because once the market achieves its objective, once it arrives at a target, which is a price completion, it's just going to start consolidating and chopping. And this is for most indicators, this choppy behavior is devastating. Now, this one is better than most at handling chop, as I've shown already. But still, it's not it's not going to keep you away. Once things get really choppy, it will cut down on a number of, let's say, well, I hate saying false signals. A signal is a signal, but let's say losing signals, right? It will cut down on some, but it will not be able to eliminate all, obviously. So that's why once price achieves its target, right, it makes this move, it's achieved, just be done. Don't keep looking for trades. Over trading is a big problem with retail traders. Once the market does what it needs to do, it's just gonna start chopping. There's just no way around that. Let me Okay, so thank you for being so patient. You know what? You've been so patient. I'm going to quickly just give you the deal that ninZaCo is offering on Flazh Infinity. So 50 licenses, 896. There is a code. There is a voucher for $800. Again, you can take a screenshot of this. Any questions regarding the voucher or anything else, just please get in touch directly with ninZaCo. I'm just the guy who was presenting this. I don't know like what this voucher includes, so you can just ask them regarding that. But I can start taking questions now. So let me. Okay, let's see. Yes, so it's about the indicator. How do you plot the midpoint? Well, that's something I teach. The midpoint is just a decision point. It's a price where I guess when the institutions decide if they want to take it up toward the upper target or down toward the lower target. And once they arrive there, that's what I call a price completion. And very often those have reactions the other way. And that's why you don't want to be long right into it. You want to be long toward it, right? You want to find a way of getting long toward that target. So once you identify it, no matter what indicator you have, it's just going to increase its probability of success. And understand, trading is all about probability. There's no, there's no such thing as trading without losses. Let's see. Okay, explain one more time. Sure. One more time, the criteria to trigger a trade. Let's look it over here. Let me bring back. Okay. Here is how a trade is triggered. I mean, a signal is generated, I should say. A signal is generated by first identifying the trend, right? Here is the trend. Identifying the trend. There is a zone, this bluish zone. Within this zone, a bar must pull down. In the case of a long, right? A bar must pull down, but still close up. So there must be this pullback and then rejection of price going lower. Once this bar pulls up, there is a long signal. And this long signal should continue the trend up. I mean, that is why this system is so good on cutting down on chop. It can never eliminate it, but it can definitely cut because it has so many steps that are required to generate the signal, right? So first there is a trend, then there is a zone, then they want to give the sellers, in this case, the sellers, the opportunity to reverse the trend. And when that fails, when the bar closes up, then the probability of the move continuing, in this case, to the upside is that much greater. Okay, let's see. Okay, answer this. Yeah, talked about that. Let me scroll up. Yeah, so I don't have a CL chart. I apologize. Yeah, no, I have the same exact accounts here. I don't know why it didn't trigger, why we didn't see the trade. I did see it in my control panel, and we heard it, hit its target. But I don't know. I'm not good with technology. I don't know when it comes to stuff like that. Okay, let me again show this. Let's see if there's any good. Did we miss any goods? Yeah, this is more. Yeah, so they're recommending for the Nasdaq 25, 20 over 5 King Renko. That's what they back tested it on. So someone asked about a back test earlier. Here is a back test of the system on the Nasdaq. We discussed all this, right? So a trend, a zone, a bar, pulling back, closing up for a long. Yeah, the tool that automatically takes these trades for you. So they have ATMs. I'm sure they will share their ATMs with you. I mean, if you want to take a screenshot, I don't know. This is different ATMs. Yeah. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions. Again, so the indicator is mine. It's part of the course that I teach. It's nothing that's just available for sale. Come to my Discord group. I can give you more info. Where's my stuff here? That's me. Email me with any questions. It's more appropriate if you email me, probably. So you can email me or come to my Discord group. Again, all indicators work unless there is something wrong with the code. So that's not the issue of the indicator working. It is an issue if you are using the indicator as a plan in and of itself, because that's not what it's about. Indicators are tools, and they're here to help us, not to do the work for us. So, okay. Let's see. I don't see any more questions. So this once again. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, I want to thank you for attending this webinar. Sorry I could not get the live trading going. I don't know what I did wrong. It worked the first time when I did the webinar. It did not work today, but it is what it is. Email me with any questions. Email NINZACO support with any issues. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you all.